Let's say China. 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 China.
Hello and welcome, guys. In today's episode, we're looking at China, believe it or not, and its connection to this Bitcoin run, and the country's apparent softening approach to crypto, as well as Bitcoin's budding use as a safe haven, and a new metric which could lead the BTC rally higher. But first, China. If you had told me a few months ago that China would be pushing Bitcoin higher, I would have thought that this was due to another crypto ban, which our markets always seem to defy. But instead, it's the opposite, with Chinese investors seemingly propagating the Bitcoin market and China's government softening to the idea of crypto. This was actually noted by Circle CEO Jeremy Allaire, who spoke to CNBC, or as I like to call it these days, the Bitcoin broadcaster, because it loves anything Bitcoin right now. But yeah, Allaire went on to speak about Bitcoin's rise and suggested, much like every other speculator in this market, that China's devaluation of the yuan, the trade war, the general economic instability is responsible for this rise as investors start to see Bitcoin as a safe haven. But rather than flogging a dead horse and instating another ban or on something to do with crypto, the Chinese authorities seemingly are warming to the cryptocurrency market, with Allaire pointing to the fact that Chinese courts ruled that Bitcoin was deemed legal property, the Bank of China looking into Bitcoin and its benefits, and crypto firm Huobi adding a party committee to the company to try and get in with the Chinese government. So following a question on Bitcoin's use as a safe haven and whether or not it can actually class itself as such, Allaire rattled off several reasons as to why it's possibly one of the best stores of value out there.
Yeah, I mean, if you step back and you think about it, humanity has now created a non-sovereign, highly secure, mechanism to store value that can exist anywhere that the internet exists. It can exist, as we say, in a brain wallet. It's uncensorable. It's unseizable. These are really powerful attributes that I think as people who are looking at risk assets, they're looking at fundamental turmoil, it can be a very attractive asset in that context.
And speaking of good stores of value, Dan McArdle, the CEO of crypto analytics firm Messari, suggested that Bitcoin could perform like gold did during the fallout of the global recession in 2008. So this was off a tweet from investor Raoul Pal, who noted gold's recent performance, suggesting that it seems to be starting to price in an endgame for a massive readjustment of the dollar, which is a huge statement to make it in itself. But he also mentioned that BTC was actually gaining traction as an alternative to the financial system. Now, the hopes of Bitcoin taking over the financial system may be a little further in the distance, but the idea of Bitcoin returning to its all-time high and even surpassing that high is coming closer than ever, especially as we see this global economic instability acting as a catalyst that everyone expected, but nobody really expected as soon as this, I don't believe. Certainly I didn't. So this is all seemingly in line with a new indication of a continuation of the bull run, as I mentioned earlier, and that is known as the GTI Vera Convergence Divergence Indicator, which is a mouthful. But this indicator has been flashing a buy signal for the first time since June, which Bloomberg analyst Mike McGlone believes could indicate a new high for Bitcoin. The indicator essentially makes this call based on positive and negative trends to ascertain whether or not now is a good time to buy. And thanks to the microeconomic fundamentals that I've mentioned, this seems like now is a good time to load up. So things in essence are looking pretty damn good for Bitcoin right now. That's about it, guys. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Remember to subscribe for more content, and we'll see you tomorrow.